Hi, everyone, and welcome to Josh and Julie Make a Podcast. We had so many things going on. Julie feeding an infant and us taking care of an 8-year-old and a puppy and her taking away time now to do this instead of yell at me to do laundry or take out the garbage that I haven't or something else. So this will be great.
Soon. I'll yell at you soon.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So Julie, we started, I've been doing a few podcasts, and Julie was like, well, why don't we do one? And I thought, what could go wrong? So here we are.
I wanted an opportunity to talk to you because you're always talking to other people. So this is my turn.
This was your one opportunity.
Yeah. How am I supposed to know what's going on in your life if I don't have a podcast with you?
Apparently, that's the only way. So one of the things that I thought to start off this podcast, I would tell the story of how we got together.
Oh, great.
It's one of my favorite stories.
Not mine.
Because I won. It's because I won.
Yeah.
You lost. I won.
You know I'm competitive and I like winning, so I don't like that you frame it that way, but fine.
So Julie and I went to high school together. And in high school, we talked.
Like
right?
we had like one or two classes together.
Yeah.
But it was like we knew who each other was. We never hung out.
That was it.
Really talked or anything.
Right. I found out years later that we went on a date. I didn't know that it was a date. I just was like, I'm into bowling. And you were like, I'll go bowling with you. And I was like, cool. And then you were like, years later, you're like, Josh, we went bowling and got ice cream. And it was just the two of us.
Right. That sounds like a date,
I was like, oh my God, we went on a date. Luckily, we didn't date in high school because if we did, there's no way we'd be married.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no way. Completely different people, mostly me. A completely different person. Yeah. So you were in college in Madison. I was in between colleges, but home in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And I was actually on a dating app, or not a dating app, just an app, Foursquare, which is
good times.
way back in the day.
Good memories. Foursquare.
Where you would check
in everywhere you are.
I'm at this place. Looking at it in 2024, it's like, who would do that?
Right.
Like, who would let everyone know where they are at all times?
Yeah, it seems like you're setting yourself up to get like murdered or something.
Yeah, or like stalked by someone
here.
who went to high school with you.
Yeah, and I did that.
Yeah, you did. So Julie checked into
now.
a bar in West Dallas called Club Paragon, where she was
Good
with
times.
her friend, your friend Amanda.
Still a place. By
And
the way.
yes, it is.
A lot of places not a place anymore.
True.
But is a place.
I was at a different bar called Scotty's that is not a
Scotty's
place
anymore.
And I said, you know what? Let's just go up. I was with my buddy Mikey, and I was like, let's just go up to this other bar.
Mikey, haven't talked to him in a while.
No clue how he's doing.
Yeah. Anyways.
So we meet you there, and I don't know, you must have been already having a lot of fun because for some reason
They had margaritas, mango margaritas at Club Paragon.
you loved the mango margarita.
I loved those. I would get lots of those.
And then you guys apparently had plans to meet other friends at a different bar.
That's right.
And
Which was the second bar? Do you
I think
remember?
it was called Mad Dogs.
Oh, yeah. It was over by like Southridge on 76.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your friend Amanda was like, why did you invite them?
I was just nice, like, oh, well, we're going here, so just so you guys know, bye.
Yeah. See, your
I
politeness
didn't expect
screwed
you to follow me.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had been
Which
stalking
I did.
me.
And so we go there, and then, I don't know, like, I think I competitively beat you in a game of air hockey, and I had said that, like, if I beat you, you have to, like, let me take you to dinner or something. And
I think buy you a drink.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it turned out that you said, like, you needed to go, you were on Christmas break.
Yeah.
And you were going to be going back to Madison. And you said, if you wanted to give me a ride. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing I said, like jokingly, like thinking you're not going to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours.
That's not what it was
to
at
take
all.
me back to college because that sounds weird.
I didn't know at the time that when you were in school in Madison, you didn't have a car, you didn't need a car.
Right, you walk everywhere.
You used me in that moment because otherwise you had to take your stuff on a bus and take a bus up to Madison. And you were like, cool, I'll get a ride and I can just leave whenever I want. I'll just use this guy. Little did you know, I wasn't going to go away. So then
you were happy to be used.
Yeah, that's right. And so then I started just hanging out with you in Madison. And you made it very clear We are just friends.
Just friends.
Just
I was
friends.
not leading you on.
No,
At
you
no
weren't.
point did I lead you on. Did I say like, oh, I'm kind of, no, I was like, no, we're just friends. I have no interest in pursuing a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Made that clear.
You made it very clear. For some reason, I did not take the hint. I was like, yeah, sounds good.
It wasn't even a hint. It was facts laid
No,
out.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Didn't matter. Didn't change.
Guess not.
And then I kept hanging out with you. I just would drive from Milwaukee to Madison at
lot.
least twice a week
Yeah. Sometimes more.
to just hang out with you in Madison.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, one day, we were talking about the Brewers and spring training.
That's right.
And you had said, oh, I've never been to spring training. I really want to go.
Yeah.
I had also never been to spring training, both of us Brewer fans. And then I call you. You're at work. You
I
had
was
a
at work.
You had a job.
I was
a,
at St. Mary's Hospital in Madison, and I was in the diet office. So you would, if you're in the hospital, you would call me to order your food. It was like, food for you. This is Julie. That's how I answered the phone.
that was your little tagline.
Yeah.
And so you did that because like this was like 2011 maybe 2012. I think it just turned 2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to where like you had your cell phone on, but like it still was kind of.
And we were like in the middle of the hospital, so I think it didn't work.
Right.
Like it didn't get
So
good
another
service.
mistake. You gave me your work.
Yeah, I don't
line.
know how or why
You
I
made
would
so
do
many
that.
mistakes thinking back on this now. But I called the number. You
Like
said
the actual hospital,
hospital
landline in the office I was working
that
in.
like patients in the hospital are calling to place food orders. I call that number.
It's like an
Food
outside
for
number.
you. This is Julie. And all I say to you is, what's your middle name?
I remember. I
And
was
you're like,
what?
What? I didn't even say, hey, it's Josh. I just said, what's your middle name?
Who is this? Why are you asking that? I had a lot of questions.
You tell me your middle name, and I go, okay, I'll explain later. Bye. I hang up the phone. Call you later, or you call me later, going, what the
Why
heck was
did you
that?
do that? That was weird.
I ended up, at the time, I had a friend who was a travel agent, and she had a really good deal on a flight to Arizona for spring training.
Yep.
And I was like, I mean, there's no way that this is going to happen or anything like this. But, you know, you can cancel. She made it seem like you cancel. If once you talk to her, I was like, okay, yeah. Whatever. Sounds
You
good.
needed my middle name
Yeah.
for the flight,
I
right?
needed the middle name because you need that
can't
for the
book-
reservation.
You knew my
Right.
birthday, though.
I did know your birthday.
Okay.
Yes.
You need that in the
just
middle
didn't know a middle name. And so I told you, and then you made another mistake by saying, yeah, okay, let's go to Arizona together.
Well, again, I did say yes, but also on the inside, I was like, it's like when you're hanging out with somebody and you're like, oh, we should go to a Bucks game together, or, you know, it'd be so fun to do this, or we should go to the zoo sometime. It's just like sometimes you talk about those things as if they'd be cool, but you don't actually do it. Like there's no
Yeah,
follow
but
through.
once I tell
Flying
you-
to Arizona with somebody I basically just re-met that I kind of knew in high school, like was oh yeah, that'd be fun sometime. That wasn't like let's actually do this.
Right, but once I told you that I needed your middle name because I booked tickets, that would have been
I was
a good
like,
time.
free flight to Arizona.
Right,
I'm a
which is
poor
it.
college
That's-
student.
That's exactly it.
I was like, all right, you
Right,
paid
you're
for
like,
it.
oh, okay, I'll go. Which was another like complete
I
trap.
like traveling.
Yeah.
So
So we end up going to spring training, and that's when you fell in love with me.
no,
Yeah.
not exactly.
Yeah, no,
In fact, I think I shut you down
No, you-
on that
okay,
trip.
you
You're-
did.
You're forgetting
You
about
did,
that part.
but you also really, really liked me. Like you liked me on that trip.
We were traveling. We were in a warm climate. We live in Wisconsin. It's cold here. I was drinking a lot.
I get it. There were a lot of things going in my favor.
Yeah,
There were also a lot of things that weren't. So I remember, like, up to this point, like, even as friends, and for people watching this, you know, like, I freak out very easily.
Very.
And to this point, I had kept my cool with you. Like, you hadn't seen that side of me,
Right.
which was rather impressive considering the fact that it was like 3 months of us hanging out.
Right.
And we got to our hotel, and the hotel had I was going to pay for it, but it had your credit card as a reservation. And something had happened with your credit card like a week before, and you had forgot that you had used that card for the room. So we show up
right.
with the flight, by the way, this super great flight was a red eye. We got in like at like 11:30
right.
midnight.
Yeah, it was so
We
late.
get to we were going to get to the hotel, and they go, "We don't have your room." And I went, I'm sorry, what?
We were so tired.
And they were like, yeah, I'm sorry. There was apparently a problem with the credit card. And now with the spring training happening, like all the rooms were booked. So we ended up going from like this nice, like Hilton or whatever it was to a Super 8 motel.
Super great, you called it.
Super 8, super great. And we got in. I mean, the thing hadn't been updated since they built it.
It was so bad.
It was
They had a
awful.
swimming pool, but it was like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah, it was
like
a square.
hole in the ground.
It was
yeah,
square.
a square hole.
It was somehow
basically.
in Arizona, frozen.
Really deep.
It was so cold.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Such a crappy place.
oh yeah, it was. Hey, it's super great.
Yeah.
And so but then we went to the games and everything, and I tried to do this really cute thing where like I wrote on a ball like, will you go out with me? And somehow I like made it to where like someone tossed you the ball. Like I really played it up. It was really good.
Yeah.
And you
That's
were like,
when I shut you
and
down.
you were like,
I was like, this is awkward because this is a really cute way to ask somebody out. But I was like, I don't want to go out with you.
Right.
As I've been telling you,
Which you made
I
very
just
clear.
want you to
Made
be
very
my friend.
clear.
And that also made that part of the trip pretty awkward because you were like, oh, this is great. She's going to say yes. It's amazing. And I totally shut you down. I was like, no. So, sorry.
The big mistake I made there was I did it not even... Like I did it like the first or the second of 3 games we were going to.
Oh, there you go.
So it wasn't even like the last chance to where if it was awkward and she said no, it would just be
We're just going home.
going
No big
home.
deal.
Like we were still going to
It
be
was
hanging
in the
out.
middle of the trip. Yeah.
Luckily, I think, I don't know, like I swallowed my pride and you just awkwardly got past it.
Yeah, you were mad for a while, but you got over it pretty quick.
we got past it.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
many other stories, like the minivan.
oh yeah,
Sorry.
great point. No, can't forget about the minivan. Another
You
thing I
had
freaked
booked
out
the
about
rental car
because we were under 25.
Oh yeah.
So there was only one company
Yeah.
that would let us rent a car, and
that
it
we've
costs
never heard of before.
obscene amount of
It was
money
so
to rent.
expensive.
And we get in, it's 11:30 at night, and they say we're upgrading.
We're gonna upgrade you, and we're like,
I'm like,
yeah.
let's go,
Convertible
go. Oh, yeah.
Mustang,
Oh, yeah.
Corvette, something cool.
They're like anything from this aisle. There were 2 cars, and like one, they were both minivans.
Yeah, minivan. We're
I was
upgrading you to a minivan.
This is our upgrade? Are you
this
kidding
point
me?
in life, that would legit be an upgrade.
Yeah. It was
But
not
back
when
then,
we were like 23
yeah.
and whatever.
Back then we were like
22 actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it did not work.
That wasn't an upgrade. At the
But
time.
so the trip ended up being fun. I mean, a lot of things happened though. Like we went to dinner with my grandparents.
That's right.
Like all these
forgot
things
about
that
that.
now that I'm thinking about, like you saying no to me, how was I not completely crushed and like I switched our flights, we're going home tomorrow.
You're a persistent guy though. So
That's
you were just
true.
like, well, you knocked me down this time, but I'll be
just
back.
keep going. I'll just keep going.
I said no a lot to you and you
it's
just kept
nuts.
going.
So then we get home and I gotta say, you still had a good time.
I
You were
did.
flirting with me. You were flirting with me on the trip. Like maybe you were like, I don't want to date
was
you, but
young,
like
I
we
was
could
flirty,
be friends,
whatever. Right.
And so
Nothing wrong with that.
we get home, and then you take a trip to California
Yes.
with your friend Amanda.
friend Amanda visited my
Right.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I love
when
to
you're
travel.
there,
Still do.
I tell you, I was still texting you, and I said,
Yeah.
have you ever been to opening day?
Nope.
And you said, I have not. And for some reason, after I just went to Arizona with this girl, paid for her to see spring training, do all these things, then got shot down after a super romantic way of asking her, I said, I'm going to buy opening day tickets. And this was in 2012 when opening day tickets were still like impossible to get.
Brewers were good.
Yeah. I mean, now people are just so used to it. Like you can get opening day tickets for like 30, 40 bucks. That was not the case.
Yeah.
But I got us tickets, and this was literally the day after you flew home,
Right.
right?
And I think we had a really late flight. We had a super late flight. We got in at like 11 midnight, something like that. And then we were getting up at like 6:30, 7 a.m. for opening day. That was rough.
Yeah.
In and of itself.
And now also, because you'd said that you'd never been to an opening day, and if anyone that's listening or watching has been to a Brewers opening day, it's not about the baseball. It's a party.
Party.
Right? It's about
lots of
drinking and having fun.
Yeah.
And so I get you up super early.
So early. I was so
I don't even think
tired.
I understood or knew how late you actually got in or went to bed either.
Yeah.
I was just like, I knew what my objective is, what I had to do.
Right.
So I picked you up. I got in the car. We were one of the first like 50 cars in the lot.
Yeah.
We pull in, park the car, and I hand you a bottle of room temperature honey Jack.
Jack Daniels.
And I said, happy opening day. And you were like,
All right.
God. All right, let's do it. And so
that was my fun times when I
right.
was drinking
yeah,
a lot. I was like, I
wild
can
and
do
free.
this. This is fun.
Yeah, we're 22. Woo! And then, your friend Amanda, who you were just there, like met up with us, bunch of people.
We ran
it's
into people
opening
we went to
day.
high school
Yeah.
with. It was
Yeah,
so
it
fun.
was a
Party
blast.
for the first couple hours.
So then we go inside and we go to the seats, and we're in our seats, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And I'm obviously into the Brewers. I'm ready for the game. And they're going through the national anthem, and I'm just standing there. And then Julie just, blah. She just
Okay, but
vomits
remember, this isn't all about the drinking.
no. Well, but to this point,
We
don't
thought-
know that.
We didn't know.
Right.
No.
because Julie made another mistake. The problem is she's too polite, and she's learned over the years to stop being so polite to me.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But she
I've learned well.
was hungry in the Atlanta airport.
Yes.
That
On
night.
my way home from California, it was, 11:30 midnight again, and we were on a layover getting back to Milwaukee super late, and I was starving, and I ate this very questionable pulled pork sandwich that was supposed to be like hot pork, and it was kind of cold, and it was really mushy.
Didn't you say it was left out, like it was in like a
I think so.
cool area?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Bad choice.
Really bad choice.
So she got food poisoning, and then started
then
drinking
drank a good
on
amount
top of that.
of whiskey.
Bad combination.
Really bad.
So I'm standing there as this is, I'm like, something kicks in my brain, like, Josh, snap out, get her to the bathroom. Let's go. So we miss first pitch. We miss everything.
Not my finest moment.
I get you to the bathroom. Thing is, women's bathroom, right? So it's kind of like when you see your kid off to school, you see him on the bus, and then you're just like, good luck, be
You're
free.
not allowed to go in
Right?
there.
I can't.
You're a boy.
So that was it. First inning goes by. Second inning goes by.
I had no concept of time.
Third inning
At
goes
all.
by. By the fourth inning, I'm like, I don't
felt
even know how
so
long
sick.
it's been. I literally knew it by innings. I was like, I am going to be this guy. At this point, I'm completely sober, right? I'm freaking out. I'm thinking about, I'm like, is she
She's
dead?
probably dead.
I had no idea.
Sorry.
I was the guy that said to a random woman who looked kind of nice, who was going to the bathroom, I'm so sorry. My friend Julie's in there. I was just wondering if you could check on
She
her.
might be dead.
She gives me the biggest eye roll.
It's opening day. Everybody's
Comes
kind of
out
stumbling
like
around.
5 minutes later. Felt like an hour.
I bet.
And says,
Whoops.
yeah, she's in rough shape. And I was like, and then the woman walked away. And I was
all
like,
she said to
wait, you can't do that. You got to give me more than that. So now I'm calling your friend Amanda like 100 times because she's the only person I know that is a woman that is there.
That can,
Right? I know
yeah.
plenty of guys that are there. They're in the same position as me. They can't get in. Finally, she answers her phone after like 20 minutes
Oopsies.
and comes stomping over. Where is she? I was like, she's in the bathroom. Why do you think I needed you? She goes in, and according to Amanda, she had to. You were just passed out.
I was passed
you were
out.
so bad.
I do remember her coming underneath
She had to
the
slide in
stall
the stall.
and coming into my face.
Right.
And I was like, what? I
Yeah.
came to.
And so she gets you out. She immediately goes back, by the way. She as soon as she gets you out of the bathroom, she leaves.
Yeah.
She's gone. She's like, my job here is done. and then all of a sudden, by now it's the seventh inning or sixth or seventh inning. The
I
Brewers
just
are getting
felt sick,
destroyed.
but I was.
So it didn't matter. I was ready to go home.
Yeah.
Julie's like, I'm so sorry. We can
Felt
stay if
really
you want.
bad.
I was like, we're leaving. No. So we get in the car and we go back to. I'm staying at my parents' house, right? That's where I'm living right now, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, Josh, you have barely taken care of yourself ever. Now you need to take care of another human being who's
She's
sick.
sick and dying. What
How
do I
do this? And for some reason, my brain said Pedialyte. Pedialyte, that's the answer. Pedialyte.
The cure for all.
That's right. And so I put you in bed, and it's Pedialyte bathroom sleep. Pedialyte bathroom sleep.
I was
Meanwhile,
throwing up for like hours.
I'm just up watching Storage
Storage Wars. That's right.
like 7 hours of Storage Wars.
Yeah.
I watched so much
Marathon.
Storage Wars that they started replaying the same episodes of Storage Wars. It's like 2:30 in the morning at this point. Pedialyte, bathroom, back in bed. I'm just like laying there. You're about to pass out again. You roll over, you look at me, you say, "All right, fine. I'll date you." And then you pass out. And I'm like, all right, yeah, we did it.
You
All
know,
right.
I thought anybody who's willing to take care of me like this and watched me make a fool of myself and still care about me, I'll give you a chance.
Yeah.
At least a chance.
Yeah. And then
That's all it was at the time.
Right. Literally, you woke up the next morning and I was like, "Good morning." And you were like,
standing there.
Yeah.
Hello, do
And
you
you-
remember what you said?
and you were like, "Oh, no. That
I was like, I didn't mean it. I take it back. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a joke. I felt
I was
sick.
in the middle of
It was-
sleep. That
yeah,
was
it
a
was
dream.
bad.
Nope.
And I said, no.
No take
Nope.
backsies.
Nope. You said
says
it.
Dashi.
You said it. And then I never let you leave.
Yeah.
Never let you leave. And now here we are.
Still strapped here
Yep.
to the chair.
Yep.
Against my will.
We have an 8-year-old and a
baby.
little 3-month-old and a puppy and a house. And
Puppy is near.
yes.
He heard his name. Puppy.
and
Relax.
it's kind of crazy to think about that.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
What was that now? 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Almost 13.
Yeah,
years
2012.
ago.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
And
Well-
and then to think too, on top of that like think about going back to high school. Right? Like if
We were both so different.
But I still think about like in high school, if you could go back and you could say to high school you,
Oh, God.
here's what's going to happen.
I'd
The
be like,
different
"Oh."
conversations we would have had.
I'd be like, that guy? Oh, gross.
Right, and
you'd
I
be
would have been like,
oh, you're kidding.
yes, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. But it's awesome. It's awesome. We're happy. We're in love. And
So he says.
yeah, so I say. And we're going
Bust
to
your chops.
we're going to do a bunch of these. These are going to be fun. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but I thought we should start with that.
How we met, how we got started.
Yeah. We'll talk about the tough parts of having children and just life experiences and
Like right now when you're trying to do a podcast
and
and your baby just started
start
crying.
Well, so we were talking about how much things have changed and life has changed, and we talked about having a 8-year-old and a little tiny baby, this little guy
Baby.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
who
I'm a
said,
little
"Hey,
biased.
are you guys doing a podcast?
I want to
I want
join.
to be a part of it
Bring me with, right?
Yeah.
Bring me with.
because it's impossible to get 30 minutes by yourself when you have a little baby, right? Right? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
He's like, don't do a podcast without me. You want to come my mama's?
Yeah.
Hi, cutie pie. Hi.
And so,
Sweet baby.
you know, future episodes, if we decide to ever do this again, will include
Little baby Jack might want to come.
be a part of it, and we'll let Jordy be a part of them too. And
Yeah.
but we'll talk about, you know, what it's like, you know, from
Not getting any sleep.
looking for a job while having an infant, you know,
We
Just-
really have a crazy life.
yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I know that obviously it could always be worse. There are a ton of people going through things. We're definitely
For
blessed,
sure. Oh, yeah.
but it is hectic.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have said to us, you know, how you doing? And I know the answer is, oh, good. How are you? But if they had 5 minutes,
If we're being honest, it's
it's-
well,
exactly. Yes.
That's what we think too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Is there anything we should tease for the next episode? Should we talk about 2016? That's kind of the next big
Oh.
thing
The
that happened.
hardest, what, the hardest year of
I
our
would say the
lives?
hardest year.
Yeah.
The most
the
exciting.
year after, a couple months after we got married,
Yep.
when we had a baby, and there was
A bunch of other things happened.
there was birth, there was death, there was depression, there was
Excitement.
so much going on.
There was so much going on. Maybe that's a good one. That's a good tease.
Yeah, we'll talk
So
about
we'll
that next time.
we'll call this one 2012,
There we go.
and the next one will be 2016.
Yeah,
I like it.
sounds good.
All right.
Jack agrees. He likes that plan.
You like that plan?
He also is just sleepy and hungry.
Sleepy. Seeing him yawn makes me tired. Time for bed. All right. Well, this was fun, even
Yes.
if it's not done a lot. And and people go, why are you talking about your lives? Because who cares?
Right, because we want to,
Yeah.
and we can do what
Cheers.
we want.
I love you, babe.
Cheers. Love you.
To everyone watching this, for some reason, thank you so much for doing so. Tune in next time because we are not done yet. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.